Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to JuJu's Journey. Today is May 28th, 2026. Today is Thursday. It's time to sit down and do my June's monthly budget. And I'm excited to sit here and share my process with you guys. If you're new here, my name is Angela. My nickname is JuJu. All of my friends, my grandchildren, they call me JuJu. And I'm a 58-year-old widow. I use a zero-based budget, meaning my monthly income that comes in only once a month, I sit there and give every single dollar a job before it even hits my checking account. This is the only way I've been able to really survive with financial security for the past year and almost 6 months since my husband passed away. Anyway, guys, I'm excited that we get to sit here and plan the budget together today. And I'm just going to sit there and show you detail for detail how I do it. Of course, you can tweak it the way it works for you. But this is how I do it. So let's get started. Today is the month of June is what we're planning for. 2026. First of all, I bought this monthly budget planner from Amazon 2 years ago, and it's like a workbook. It was very inexpensive, probably like $9-10, and this is what I use. I had to tweak it to fit the way I do things because I only get $3,000 a month, so I'm just going to put that up here. Once a month, I get $3,000. But I like to stuff my envelopes on a weekly basis in case, what hits the fan. So I don't have to unstuff all the good work that, I've already, all the good work that I decided that I've put into all of my cash envelopes. I do use the cash envelope stuffing method as well. The stuff my envelopes along with the zero-based budget. So anyway, let's just go ahead and start planning. This is the most important part of your journey. It gets easier as time goes by because some categories they're gonna stay the same, and then some categories are gonna change, and you'll have to kind of tweak your budget a little bit here and there. But once you sit down and start doing your budget on a monthly basis, it won't be as dreaded as it is that very first time that you set one, okay? So I adapted my monthly budget planner sheet to fit my needs. I've marked out all these little categories at the top. I put month here, week here, and I'm just going to put out everything that I use, just write it down and do it, and you'll see how I'm doing it. But you can do your monthly budget planner on a piece of notebook paper. Sometimes I prefer that best, actually, but since I already have these sheets, I'm going to use them. So the first thing that I'm going to put on here, just because the category is at the top, is my cash wallet. JuJu, groceries, dining out. This is all the money that I need to carry with me in my wallet each week, in my pocketbook. Dining out, lunch, miscellaneous, and then giving. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and total that little section up. So each week I give myself $50 for JuJu, $50 for groceries, $30 for dining out, $20 for lunch, $10 for miscellaneous, and $5 for giving. And then over here I total how much it's going to cost me per month for the whole month of June. And I only do a 4-week budget. I do not do for those 5 weeks every now and again. We're experiencing one right now. Next week on Sunday, I will not stuff my cash wallet except with money that I have in like a overflow account. But I only stuff for 4 weeks. And so I won't even stuff any of these categories on Sunday like I normally do. The next time I'll stuff my cash envelopes and my binders will be on June 7th. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and total these amounts. And I'm only going to do the monthly total. 200. So that's $660 in this category that I'm going to need to pull. That's for the month. Okay, and then we'll go down to my bills and fixed expenses. I probably could have left that alone at the top, but I didn't. So I have health insurance that has to be paid no matter what. These are the bills that you take care of before you start stuffing anything else for your future, you know? Like your health insurance, your water bill, your electricity. They have to be paid. Phone bill. Your internet. I've got a checking fee that comes out every month. I've got a car service plan. I probably shouldn't have gotten that, but I did. I was very vulnerable whenever I bought my car last year. Scrubbies. And then I have a subscription and gas money. All right, so what we're going to do next is, these are all drafted out of my checking account. And I am lucky. I am 1 month ahead in my checking account, meaning that I always leave $3,000 in my account. Really a little bit more than, I leave basically $4,000. I have $1,000 cushion just in case something's, like I'm wrong on something. But I do keep $3,000 in my account to pay these bills. So my insurance is $285. $80 I budget for water. $139, that's good, for my electricity bill this month. I have a feeling that it's not going to be that low for quite a while. We've had a very mild spring. I am working very hard on keeping my temperature, trying to keep my heat pumps from running, but you know, in South Carolina, that's almost impossible. Internet's, I budgeted 85, phone bill 60, checking fee 7, car service plan is 101. I really don't like that. Scrubbies is 35. I really need to either use this subscription or get rid of it. On gas, I'm not budgeting anything for car gas this month because I'm actually fully funded for that right now in my binders, so I'm excited about that. So I'm just not gonna, I'm gonna use that money elsewhere. Okay, so let's total that amount up and see where we are. So we have 285, 80, I wish I could talk and do this at the same time, but I'm an old brain. I can't do that. Let's see. That's looks like it's turned out to be $857.35. And I don't think that's correct because I don't have any change. So let's start over. Do it one more time. Oops. $60. Okay. $892 are my bills for the whole month of June. That's actually pretty good. That leaves me, what, 2,000, like $2,100 to work with in my weekly budgeting. So that's good. Okay, now let's go here. Okay, so I'm going to stuff my envelopes to save for my future, okay? So, house insurance, very important. That's a big one. I pay my insurance once a year. I did get a discount for doing that. Car insurance, house taxes. These are the ones that I feel like I can't breathe until I know that they're going to be completely taken care of. Because these are the big boys. Car taxes, pets, vet, emergency. And boy, did I have an emergency. I don't know how I'm going to play that out yet. But I'll tell y'all about that in another video. Okay, so house insurance, I stuff on a weekly basis $50, which is $200 a month. Car insurance, $40 each week, which turns out to be $160 a month. House taxes, I normally would stuff $25, but I paid off my car taxes. That's fully funded. So I took that $20 and applied it to my house taxes. And so now, instead of paying $25 each week, I'm going to be putting $45 towards my house taxes. And let me do this. 45 times 4 equals 180. And doing the snowball effect for these. Car taxes are fully funded. Yay. I did that last week by using my, oh goodness, my savings binder, like my little games that we play. By the money I don't spend in my cash wallet each week. Pets and vets, I give them $20 a week, which is $80 a month. Emergency, I only stuff $5 a week. One day that's going to be more, but right now that's all I'm stuffing. Savings, $5.20 a month. So now let's just total up what that is for the whole month. $660. Well, that's the same as up here. That's weirdly weird. So $660 and $660. And now I can finish out all of my categories right here. It's just ironic that they all fit perfectly. Normally I would use both sides of this, but I would only have my income right there, and that's all I had. So that was crazy when I could use only one sheet and not have to flip. So we've got medical, car maintenance, house maintenance, month ahead. I am currently 1 month ahead. Vacation. Entertainment. Adventure. Although we're doing, trying to be on a budget and all of that, you've got to save. You can't, if you have a little bit of extra, stick it to something so you can have fun one day. You can't just never have fun or adventure. I'm saving for a special gift for my daughter. Personal care. Wish list. Clothes. Lawn and garden. Gifts. Got to start back over with gifts because I just depleted it for my best friend's birthday, which is awesome. I was so happy that I had saved up money for her birthday, just $5 a week. Worked out perfect. Just putting $5 back each week really pays off, guys. Okay, 5th week, I'll tell you about that later. This is the first time I've started stuffing for it. That's the week that we're having right now. Or coming up next week. That's where you have 5 weeks in a month instead of 4. And I did not save for that. So I'm only going to save enough for my cash wallet. Every time we have a 5th week, I'm not going to stuff binders, but I still need to stuff my cash wallet. So I do need to save for that because we've already had 2 this year, and they took me I didn't save for them. So I had to use the money in my cash wallet for 2 weeks, which was kind of difficult, kind of difficult. Okay, so medical, I stuff $5 a week, which is $20 a month. Car maintenance, $5 a week, $20 a month. House maintenance, $5 a week, which turns out to be $20 a month. Month ahead, $5 a week, $20 a month. I know this sounds monotonous, but it does add up, guys. $20 a week for vacation, which is $80 per month. Entertainment is $5, which is $20 a month. Adventure is $10 a week, and that makes it $4 a month. Special gift is $15 a week. I did bump that up this month, which will now make it $60 a month. Personal care is $5 a week, $20 a month. Wish list, $5 a week, and $20 a month. Clothes, same difference. I don't buy a lot of clothes, so that's perfectly fine. Lawn and garden, $5. I'm not going to spend that at all this summer. I may actually have to pull it for something that is kind of lawn and garden if I think about it out loud right now. So $5 will be stuffed for gifts, and we'll be starting over, which is perfect because I don't have a birthday. I don't have anything coming up, and so I'll be able to save up before my next little gift giving. Christmas and Thanksgiving and Christmas, I give $5 a week to pay for Christmas and Thanksgiving dinner. Last year it snuck up on me. I didn't have an envelope, and when you go to the grocery store and you're on a tight budget and you're like, holy cow, I didn't budget for this. No, this year I did, so it's going to be perfectly fine. The 5th week, which will come again in August, where we have, 5 Sundays. I stuff on Sundays. I'm going to go ahead and plan for that, and I'm going to give $10 a week, and that's going to be $40. In children's gifts, they get $50 a week and $200 a month. So now we're just going to total up the month and go from there, okay? So I think my best bet will be to do this. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, $240.20. Okay. Now I'm going to go to the 80. All those 20s will throw me off. The 40, the 60. There's a 40 and a 200. Oh my goodness, $660 again? That's unheard of, y'all. $660. Wow. 3 times. Okay, so we have all of our categories done. And now let's total up. And I'm just going to do this by times 3, right? Equals 1,980. And then I'm going to go ahead and plus my bills. 892. And that turns out to be $2,872. And so now I've got to subtract that from 3,000. Let's do 3 minus 2,872. So I have $128, y'all, that I'm going to put in my overflow. And that's what you can do. I'm still spending it. It's not going to be just floating around to do whatever. I might have to use it towards something that comes up later. It might end up going to my month ahead later. But I'll show you how I do this, okay? So me, personally, I only like to go to the bank once a month. So now that I've gotten all of my budget planned, then I sit down and come up with the denominations that I need. And I do that on notebook paper. I do my 1s and my 5s and my 10s and my 20s. And it looks something like this. Like it's crazy looking, you see? I put all my categories to the side and decide how many denominations I'm going to need, and I total them up. Well, like JuJu gets $50 a week, so that's 2 20s and a 10. But in reality, for the whole month, for that to work, I'm going to need 8 20s and 4 10s. So you have to break it down. It's not that complicating once you do it. So this is just what works for me. And so basically what I've decided to do is I need 7 1s, 117 5s, 34 10s, 49 20s, and 8 50s, and 5 100s to stuff my envelopes. And this $128, I always use that in $5 increments. So I'll get more 5s. But I am going to pull $3,000 from my account, which I have done. I've got $3,000 right here that I've already pulled. I have all of my denominations that I need to stuff my envelopes for one whole month. I can only pull this money, $3,000, because I keep $3,000 in my checking account for my drafts. But I like to pay my bills with cash every month so I can have a relationship with my money, and it just helps me out. Okay, so now I have this one binder that I call my bank binder, and it holds all of my money for the whole entire month of it holds my money for the whole entire month of June, and I pull from my bank binder to stuff my other envelopes, if that makes any sense. So here we go. JuJu, let me get my little list out. JuJu needs 8 20s for the whole month of June. So let's go to the 20s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. See, I know this because of this list. And I need 4 10s. And I'm pulling from my cash tray. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this will leave me 4 weeks of stuffing $50. You get what I'm saying? You see? I can have it just like this. And I can pull. JuJu's fully funded for the whole month. You see what I'm saying? There's 1 week. 1, 2, 3, and 4. But I'm going to not keep it like that. I'm going to put the 10s where they go. I'm just did that for demonstration purposes only. So JuJu, that's my personal money that I get to spend any way I want. So I'm going to stick it in my envelope. Groceries is going to get the same. 8 20s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 4 10s. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And if you count this, I should have $200 because that's what my monthly budget is. Let's count it. 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 2. Okay, so groceries. I've got my money for groceries for the whole month. Because in this cash tray is $3,000, guys. Okay. Dining out gets $30 a week. So that's 120 and 110. So I need 4 20s for the whole month. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then I need 4 10s. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that should be 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 10, 20. 120 for dining out. Okay, so I'm going to put that in that envelope. I get $20 a week for lunch, so that's 4 20s. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then miscellaneous gets $10 a week. So that's 4 10s. And if you don't know what miscellaneous is used for, that's in case you spend $35 on lunch instead of 30, then you can use your miscellaneous money. Giving gets $5 a week, so that's 4 5s. 4 5s goes into this envelope. Okay, now insurance. Insurance gets 2 100s. I like to pay these bills. I want to touch my money. 150. Let me get back to it. 120. 110. And 1 5. And that puts me at $285. 1, 2, 50, 60, 70, 85. So here's my $185 paying my insurance. Okay, so my water bill, I budget 80, so that's 150. 120 and 110. So I paid my water bill. You see how this works? It's not sitting in my account. It is, because I have $3,000 in there to pay it when it's drafted. But when it's drafted, I can pull it and put it back in the bank. But it's not sitting there tempting me. Spend me, spend me. It's like, okay, girl, your water bill is $80. You better chill, you know? Electricity is going to get a 100, a 20, a 10, a 5, and 4 ones. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. So we've got 100, 20, 30, 35, 36, 37, 38, and $39 for my electricity bill. It will not be that low next month, so I better enjoy it while I can this month, correct? So that's why I put that money also on overflow. I might be able to use that to supplement something. We'll have to wait and see how it goes. It's your budget. You can tweak it how you want. Phone bill is 60, so I need 150 and 110. So there's $60 goes in phone. Internet is going to receive 85. So we've got 150, 120, 110. No, wait a minute. 50, yeah, 110 and 15. $85. So we've got 50, 60, 70, 80, and 5. Okay, checking fees are 7. So you've got 5, 6, and 7. Okay. And then you've got car service plan, which is 101. So you've got 101. And then scrubbies is 35. So you've got 20, 30, and a 5. Okay, and what is next? Is subscriptions. Like, this subscription's worth it if I'm using it. Gas, I'm not putting any money in. I've usually put $60 a week, and I pulled some of this and took back to the bank because I do use my debit card for gas. So I'm just not going to stuff it until I run out of that cash. Pets, foods, meds, I have not been stuffing this. I've been just taking it out of JuJu money. And so now the rest of it is like this. Ones, I don't have any $1 bills this month. I do have a few in here in overflow, but I'm just going to keep them in the ones. Fives, I usually have to use 2 envelopes for my fives. This is I just take the rest of my cash, put it in, because this is the money that I'm going to use to stuff my envelopes throughout the month. Take the other 5s, put in this envelope. And remember, I have the right amount of denominations to do my Weekly cash stuffing, my 10s. $20s. And I know I did it right if I have 4 50s left over, because I stuffed 4 50s each month. And so now I am ready to go for the month of June. I'm going to try to buckle this booger up. And I call this my bank binder. It's got my whole monthly income in it. And now all I have to do is each week when I sit down, I can stuff my categories. Like, let's say house insurance is going to get 50. So I'll just come over here and I'll pull $50 bill and stick it in here. I'll transfer it over. But the way I do this is, let's say, for example, I had this humongous tree that fell in my yard. And when I say humongous, we're talking about like a 75-year-old oak tree. And it's going to have to be removed. And that's going to cost probably, I know it's going to cost way more than $6,000. But I don't know how this is all going to play out yet. But that, I would call that when the shit hits the fan type emergency. I would probably just not stuff my envelopes and keep all of these categories. You know, keep all of these. Because this is important. This is my livelihood. These are my bills. And this is everything else. And then I would pull all this cash, count it, and just not stuff this month. I'm going to go and look at my finances, see how important it is to pull. After, I know one limb has to be dealt with immediately for safety reasons. And then my fence is going to have to be fixed for safety reasons because of my dog. But after that's taken care of, I may have another option to wait. I may be able to have time to get some estimates. I usually use my neighbor, the tree guy, but he is so awesome. He has all the equipment, and he is an arborist. But he is very expensive. I might need to shop around and just say, I'm sorry, you're my neighbor. But I can't quite afford you this time. My husband and I had he's removed like 5 trees for us in the past, and it's expensive. But I may have to shop around this time. But if I don't, with the money that I've saved already for the past year and a half, I don't really want to unstuff that. So I may have to put a halt this month on stuffing for June. I don't know yet, but I went ahead and got all my denominations just in case I come up with a different solution. I don't know. I haven't put a lot of thought into it. This only happened 2 days ago. I haven't even gotten an estimate. I don't know what insurance is going to pay yet. I don't think it's going to pay much. I just need them to give me an estimate on my fence. And if the estimate on my fence is worth filing an insurance claim, then I will. And if not, then I won't file an insurance claim. And then I'll go from there. But that's the reason I only stuff once a week. Because I do not want to have to come in and unstuff all of my binders that I've worked so hard for. I did transfer a lot of money this past week. I don't know if you watched that video, but I transferred $2,850 to my high yield savings account. And so I can pull from there. But if I were to need to unstuff my envelopes for this expensive tree removal that I'm going to have to do, I would probably start with Let's see. I would start with lawn and garden, which I only have $65 there, right? I wouldn't touch my Christmas or Thanksgiving. I would pull clothes because I have enough clothes. I would pull my wish list money because I can start over on that. Personal care, I would keep, but I wouldn't stuff anymore. This special gift, I would leave the money that was already there, but I would not stuff for the whole month. Adventure, I might pull and start over, saving for adventure. Entertainment, I would pull and save again for entertainment. But I wouldn't stuff either, none of these the whole entire month of June. Vacation, I would keep because I am going on vacation, but I would not stuff. In my 5th week, I wouldn't stuff either. I would not stuff. And in this binder, house insurance, I would not pull. That would be my last resort, but I wouldn't stuff. Car insurance, I would not pull, but I would not stuff. Same thing with house taxes and car taxes. Pets and vets, I would not pull the money, but I would not stuff. Emergency and savings, I would count my money first and then look and see how much I have in those two categories in my high yield savings account before I pulled this money. Medical, I would leave alone. Car maintenance, I would probably pull and start back over and just not stuff because my car's good. House maintenance, I might consider this as house maintenance and I'd pull this and just not stuff. Month ahead, I would probably pull and just start back over. And then, of course, these two are empty. And then as far as stuffing for my children and grandchildren's birthday and Christmas, I would just make sure all of my grandchildren have $100 already. So I'd probably just not stuff for the whole month of June, and that would give me another $200 to apply for that tree removal. And then I would just pick back up and resume in July and wish for the best, right? That's all we can do. Sometimes life gives us lemons and we have to make lemonade. But like right now, I do not know how much it's going to cost. But I did go ahead and get prepared for, I got prepared for the month of June. I'm ready. Bring it to me, June. Bring it on. I'm ready. But I do not want to disturb my $3,000 month ahead that I have already saved. I'm going to try to keep that intact. You know, that's what my goal is. My goal this month is to pay my bills and keep my money that's in the bank in the bank. And if I have to regroup, then I'll regroup starting in August. I do not want to pull money from my anything that I've worked hard for the past since January 1st, saving for my future. Because I do, y'all, you just don't understand. This house insurance and car insurance and house taxes, once I get that fully funded, I'll be able to breathe. But right now, that's got to be taken care of before I can do anything else. It just has to. But that's just the way the ball bounces, guys. You take 2 steps forward and then you take 3 steps back and then 2 steps forward and 3 steps back. And you just have to roll with the punches. But I'm very blessed. I do have a great family. They're going to try to cut up one piece of the tree limb that's like a huge tree. I don't know if y'all are familiar with how big oak trees get. But the limbs themselves are as big as fully grown trees. Like huge trees, you know. like a big pine tree, the width of a big pine tree. That's like a limb in an oak tree. And so they are going to cut that one limb that's hanging from the tree. They're going to get it down so it's not a safety issue and cut it up. And I'm okay with my backyard. I don't use it. But the neighbors, the insurance company said they were responsible. It's like an act of God. And so hopefully their insurance will pay. And then maybe I only have to fix the fence right now. I can leave the rest of the tree up, save up, and then have it removed. That might be how I handle it. I don't know. I really don't know how I'm going to do it. But we'll just have to figure that out one day at a time, right? Just one day at a time. But bring it on, bring it on. We can handle it, right? But just imagine if I had not been doing this cash envelope stuffing, and I've been living like, okay, $3,000 a month. I've already paid all my bills. JuJu wants to go buy, oh, that's a cute, cute, cute chair. I'm going to get it because I have $2,000 in my checking account. I can afford it. I'm going to buy that chair. Or I'm going to go buy that new pocketbook that I've been looking at. It's only $300. Or I could have said, oh, goodness, my grandchild really wants that new, what are those? All those expensive little toys, the Tony. I'm going to go buy her a new Tony, get each of my grandchild a Tony, because I have $2,000 sitting in my checking account. No, my money's already been working hard to pay my bills for my future. This is the best plan I ever did in my life. My only regret is that I didn't do it earlier, if that makes any sense. I wish I'd done this in my age of 20. My husband and I would have been debt-free probably by the time I was 30. And we would have had a better financial freedom life than we lived. But being 58 years old, I am debt-free. So that's a good thing. Thank God for that. So the only snowball methods that I have to use is just paying off these big bills, and then the rest of that money can start going maybe to tree removal. Maybe I can hold off. I can hold off for a couple of months, work on getting these paid off, and then start putting that for tree removal, and then say, okay, I'm ready, come take my tree down. Just get it safe. That might be my best bet. All right. Thank y'all so much for watching. I love each and every one of you. I have 85 subscribers. I don't know how many of y'all actually watch, but I'm so blessed. And now I only have 15 more to get to my 100 subscriber goal. And I can't wait to do that. But leave me a comment. Give me a thumbs up. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.